Now we'll be starting with deductions in respect of income. Section 80 IA to Section 80 RRB contains the provisions relating to deduction in respect of incomes. Then 80 TTB and TTA, they are other income deductions, and 80U is other deduction. So 80 IA, basically it is a deduction in respect of the assessees which are engaged in developing, operating and maintaining infrastructure facilities. So here eligible businesses, say developing, operating and maintaining, developing, operating and maintaining any infrastructure facility, and here the deduction will be admissible if the eligible business commences on or after 1/4/1995, but before 31st, say on or before 31st of March 2017. And here the amount of deduction will be what? 100% of the profits and gains derived from the business for a period of 10 consecutive years. So in case of infrastructure facility of road, bridge or rail system or a highway project or a water supply project, the amount of deduction will be what? 100% of profits for 10 consecutive years out of 20 years. And in other cases, whether it is, say, industrial parks, SEZs, power generations, so the amount of deduction there will be what? 100% of profits for 10 consecutive years out of, say, 15 years. So it's developing, operating and maintaining infrastructure facility. The period of commencement is from 1/4/1995 to 31st of March 2017. On or after 1/4/2017, the deduction will be admissible under section 3580. The deduction will be admissible in under section, say, 3580. Then we are having the industrial parks and special economic zones, basically SEZs which have been notified up to 31st of March 2006. They are eligible here, otherwise they will be eligible under section 80 IAB. Industrial parks, they must commence on or after, say, 1/4/1997, but before 31st of March 2011. Then we are having power generating undertakings, that is the undertakings which are engaged in generation, also generation and distribution of power, transmission or distribution of such power, renovation or modernization of the existing networks, so of the transmission lines. So here the period of commencement must end up to 31st of March 2017. And the undertaking which has been owned by an Indian company set up for the reconstruction or revival of power generating plants. So there the same must be notified before 31st of December 2005, and the undertaking company must begin to generate or transmit the power up to 31st of March 2011. What you have to remember is the amount of deduction will be admissible here, 100% of the profits for 10 consecutive years out of 20 years or 50 years. And here the profits of eligible undertaking, the same will be computed as if the eligible undertaking is the only source of income. The eligible undertaking is the only source of income of the assessee. So if I having unit A that is eligible and unit B is non-eligible. Now in case there is a loss of 10 lakh rupees and there is a profit of 25 lakh rupees, so the same will be adjusted. Say 15 lakh is the GTI, deduction admissible will be nil. In next year that is 12 lakh rupees and here it is, say, 14 lakh rupees, the GTI is 26. But how much amount of deduction will be admissible? That will not be 12 lakhs. Though the loss has actually been set off from the profits of unit B, it will be notionally set off from profits of unit A, and now the remaining profit will be 2 lakhs. This will be the amount which will be eligible in the next year. So here basic understanding you must remember that the profits of the eligible undertaking, either it's for the purpose of 80 IA or 80 IAB or 80 IB or say ICIDIE, the profit of the eligible undertaking is computed as if what the eligible undertaking is the only source of income of the assessee. Then we are having section 80 IAB, that is the undertakings which are engaged in development of special economic zone. Here, the special economic zone must be notified on or after 1/4/2005, but before 31st of March 2017. That is 80 IAB. Amount reduction here is also 100% of profits and gains, 100% and profits and gains which have been derived from this business. The same will be eligible for 10 consecutive years out of 15 years. Now, 80 IAC is very, very important. 80 IAC is very, very important. That is what? Eligible startups. This is eligible startup. So here, eligible business is a business which has been carried on by an eligible startup engaged in, say, innovation, development, or improvisation of the products or processes or services, or a scalable business model with a high potential of employment generation or wealth creation. And here, the period of commencement must be from 1/4/2016 to 31st of March 21. Period of commencement is the company or the LLP. Basically, it is for the company or the LLP. The same must be incorporated during the period of what? 1/4/2016 to 31st of March 21. And the total turnover of its business, the same must not exceed rupees 100 crores in the previous year, relevant to the assessment year for which the deduction has been claimed. So in that particular previous year, the turnover must not exceed rupees 100 crores. Now here, what is the amount of deduction? Amount of deduction is what? 3 consecutive years, 3 consecutive assessment years out of 10 years. 3 consecutive assessment years out of 10 years, beginning with the year in which the company or LLP is incorporated. 100% of the profits is what? Arrived to say of the profits and gains of the particular eligible startup will be eligible here. So it is 3 consecutive years out of 10 years. So this is eligible startup. It must be by a company or the same must be incorporated by a LLP, and the incorporation must be during 1/4/2016 to 31st of March 21. And the year in which reduction is claimed, the turnover must not exceed rupees 100 crores, and the eligible startup must not be found by splitting up or reconstruction of business already in existence, and it should not be found by transfer to new business of plant and machinery previously used. However, 20% of the value of plant and machinery can be second-hand. Then we are having section 80 IB. 80 IB is, say, other than infrastructure undertakings. It is other than infrastructure undertakings. Now this is also, these are very old ones. So here, industrial undertaking, including a small scale industrial undertaking in Jammu and Kashmir. The same must begin to manufacture or produce any article or thing, or operate the cold storage plant between 1/4/1993 to 31st of March 12, and amount reduction is what? 10 amount or period of deduction is 10 consecutive years, and in case of cooperative societies is 12 years, and amount reduction is basically 100% of profits for first 5 years and 25% of profits for next 5 years, or 30% of profits for next 30% of profits for next 5 years in case of company SSE. Then for the commercial production of mineral oil or commercial production of natural gas in license blocks, so here the period of commencement must be before 31st of March 2017. Amount reduction is 100% of profits for 7 consecutive years. Then relating to processing, preservation, and packaging of fruits and vegetables, meat and meat products, poultry or marine products, dairy products, or from integrated business of handling, storage, and transportation of food grains. So basically, the amount of deduction here is 100% of profits for 5 years and 25% of profits for next 5 years. And in case of company SSE, it is 30% of profits for next 5 years. For 10 consecutive years, you will be entitled deduction. And basically, the preservation, processing, packaging of meat and meat products, dairy and other products, the same must commence on or after 1/4/2009. And for other business, it is what? 1/4/2001. So it is processing, preservation, and packaging of fruits and vegetables, meat and meat products, or poultry or other marine or dairy products, or from integrated business of, say, handling, storage, or transportation of, say, food grains. Then we are having 80 IBA. This is developing and building housing projects, and the project must have commenced. The same has been approved, say on approved after 1st of June 2016, but say before say 31st of March, it is 21, before 31st of March 21, and here the project is completed. Here project is completed within 5 years. Within 5 years. The project is completed within 5 years. Amount reduction is 100% of profits and gains which has been derived from the housing project. Then ETIC is in respect of new undertakings which manufacture or produce specified articles or things or existing undertakings on their substantial expansion in the state of Himachal Pradesh and the Uttaranchal, and period of commencement is from 7/1/2003 to 31st of March 2012. Amount reduction is 100% of profits for first 5 years and 25% of profits for next 5 years. In case of company SSE, it is 30% of profits for next 5 years. Then ATIE, that is undertakings which begins in any northeastern state of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura. Period of commencement is up to 31st of March 17. Amount reduction is 100% of profits for 10 years. Then now this 80 JJAA, that is important one, that is in respect of business of collecting and processing of biodegradable waste. Business of collecting and processing of biodegradable waste, 100% of profits and gains will be derived from such business will be eligible, and the same will be eligible for a period of 5 years, starting from the year in which the business so commences. Now 80 JJAA, this is very, very important, and it is asked in examination. That is deduction in respect of employment of new employees. Basically, eligible assessee is what? An assessee whose income, who is having income under the head PGBP, and their accounts are required to be audited under section 44AB. So assessee having income under the head PGBP, accounts are required to be audited under section 44AB. What is the quantum and period of deduction? It is 30% of the additional employee cost. It is 30% of the additional employee cost that will be eligible for deduction for a period of 3 years. It is for a period of 3 years, beginning of the previous year, in which the employment is provided. Now, basically, what additional employee cost is, whatever new employees have been employed, the following employees do not qualify for deduction if their monthly emoluments exceeds rupees 25,000. In case their monthly emoluments exceeds rupees 25,000, they are not eligible. And those employees are also not eligible whose entire contribution towards the employees' pension scheme is paid by the government, and then an employee that has been employed for less than 240 days during the previous year. If he has been employed for less than 240 days during the previous year, and in case of apparels, leather, footwear, it is 150 days, less than 150 days. Okay, so they will not be eligible in this year, but they will be eligible in, say, subsequent years. And here you must remember, an employee who do not participate in recognized provident fund, that is not eligible. Whatever is the additional employee cost, whatever the wages have been paid to them, salary that has been paid to them, 30% of the additional employee cost is eligible in the current year and 30% in 2 subsequent years. And the deduction will not be admissible if the business has been formed by splitting up or reconstruction of business already in existence, or it is acquired by the SSE by transfer to any other person, or as a result of, say, business reorganization. So fundamentally, you must remember that here the additional employee cost, 30% of the additional employee cost is eligible in this year, and 30% in 2 subsequent years. Then in respect of deduction, respect of offshore banking units, they are units established in what? SEZ. Banking units established in SEZ, or unit of an international financial service center is there. So here, that though deduction is allowed in respect of incomes of offshore banking units and units in international financial service center. eligible income is income of offshore banking unit. Eligible income is the income of offshore banking unit in a special economic zone, or it is what? Business income with an undertaking, or developers of, say, those who develop, operate and maintain special economic zone, or it's income from any unit of International Financial Service Center. What is the quantum and period of deduction? Here, in respect of a scheduled bank having an offshore banking unit in SEZ, or a foreign bank having an offshore unit in, say, SEZ, amount reduction will be 100% of such eligible income for a period of first 5 years and 50% for next 5 years. And in respect of unit of an International Financial Service Center, the amount reduction will be what? 100% of such income for 10 consecutive assessment years. It's 100% of such income for 10 consecutive assessment years out of, say, 15 years. That is 80LA. Then we have 80M, that is deduction in respect of intercorporate dividends. Eligible assessee here is a domestic company. Eligible income is any income by way of dividends from other domestic companies or foreign company or a business trust. Whatever dividends have been received by other domestic companies or foreign companies or business trust. Amount reduction will be what? Lower of what? The amount of dividends received from the other domestic company or foreign company or business trust, or amount of dividend distributed by it, which is, say, lower. Whatever about of dividend it has received, or amount of dividend which has been distributed, which is lower. That is 80M, deduction in respect of intercorporate dividends. Then we are having 80B, deduction in respect of income of cooperative societies. Eligible assessee is a cooperative society. Here eligible assessee is a cooperative society. Eligible income is what? And the amount reduction is what? Here, if a cooperative society is engaged in banking business, cottage industry, marketing of agricultural produce grown by the members, supply of agricultural implements, seeds, livestock, etc. to members, processing of agricultural produce of members, if it is a labor cooperative or cooperative engaged in fishing and allied activities. So it's a cooperative society engaged in banking business, cottage industry, marketing of agricultural produce, supply of agricultural implements, processing of agricultural produce, labor cooperatives, cooperatives engaged in fishing and allied activities. It is 100% of profits and gains will be eligible. Or in case it's a primary society supplying milk, oilseeds, fruits or vegetables to a federal society or a government company or a government, 100% of the profits and gains of some from such business will be eligible. Then in case of other business income, other business activities, it is carried out by a cooperative society. In that particular circumstance, 100% of the profits or rupees 50,000, whichever is lower, the same will be eligible. And it will be 1 lakh rupees in case of consumers cooperative. Then letting of warehouses for storage, processing or facilitating of the marketing of commodities. Letting of warehouses or, say, go downs for the storage, processing or facilitating of marketing of commodities. There also 100% of such income will be eligible in case interest or dividend is received by a cooperative society. If interest or dividend is received by a cooperative society from investments made in other cooperative society. From investment made in what? Other cooperative society. Okay. Then interest on securities or income from house property in case 100% of the income from interest on securities or income from house property will be eligible in case if the society is not a housing society, it is not urban consumer society, it is not society carrying on transport business, or society not engaged in, say, basically it must not be engaged in manufacturing with the aid of power. So if the GTI does not exceed rupees 20,000, so here interest on securities and income from house property, 100% of the same will be what? Eligible for deduction. Then we come to what? 80PA. 80PA is deduction in respect of certain income of producer companies. 80PA is deduction in respect of certain income of producer companies. Here, eligible business is the marketing of agricultural produce grown by the members, purchase of agricultural implements, seeds, livestock and other articles for the supplying them to its members, processing of agricultural produce of its members. Amount reduction is 100% of profits and gains, and the same will be eligible from assessment year 2019 to 24-25. Then we are having royalty income in respect of patents, in respect of authors, royalty income of authors of certain books, that is 80QQB. Eligible assessee is resident individual. eligible assessee is resident individual, and here eligible income is consideration for assignment or grant of interest in copyright of any book relating, it may be a literary work or it may be artistic work, scientific work, okay. The copyright royalty is received basically, amount reduction is 100% of the royalty income or rupees 3 lakh, which is less. Amount reduction is 100% of royalty income or rupees 3 lakh, which is less. And for the purpose of deduction, the royalty will be computed at rate of 15% of the price of the book sold. So if price if a book is say 100 rupees is the price of book, and publisher has given royalty at rate of 20 rupees per book. For deduction purposes, it will be calculated at rate of say 15 rupees per book. So 15% means 15 rupees of rupees 100. So for deduction purposes, royalty will be calculated at rate of 15% of the value of the book sold. So 80 QQB is royalty income of authors of certain books other than textbooks. Eligible assessee is a resident individual, royalty income is eligible, 100% of such royalty income or rupees 3 lakh, which is less. 100% of royalty income or rupees 3 lakh, which is less. And for deduction purposes, royalty shall be restricted to 15% of the value of the book sold. Okay. Then in case of royalty on patents, that is royalty on patents, 80 RRB, resident individual, being a patentee is eligible here. Amount reduction is 100% of royalty income or rupees 3 lakh, which is less. And in case if royalty is received from sources outside India, in both the cases, the amount must be brought in convertible foreign exchange within 6 months from the end of the previous year or such extended time as the RBI allows. And here in respect of patent, royalty on patents, if a compulsory license has been granted under the Patent Act, then for the deduction, for the purpose of deduction, the amount of royalty cannot exceed the terms of license which has been settled by the controller. So that is 80 RRB. So this is deductions in respect of other income which we have discussed here. Now we are having other incomes, that is section 80 TTA and 80 TTB. It is dealing with the provisions for deduction in respect of other income. So 80 TTA is deduction in respect of interest on savings account. Here eligible assessee is an individual or a Hindu undivided family. It's not resident. It may be a resident or it may be a non-resident. It's an individual or a Hindu undivided family other than a resident senior citizen. Other than what? A resident senior citizen, because resident senior citizens, they are eligible for deduction under section 80 TTB. They are eligible for deduction under section 80 TTB. Now what is eligible income? Whatever interest on deposits in saving account is there with a cooperative bank or say with a banking company, post office, okay, that interest or the interest income is eligible for deduction subject to maximum of rupees what? 10,000. That interest income is eligible for deduction subject to maximum of rupees 10,000. Then we are having deduction in case of person, basically 80 TTB, deduction in respect of interest on deposits. In case of senior citizen, it may be saving bank, it may be RD account, it may be say fixed deposit account. Eligible assessee is the individual being a senior citizen. Here eligible assessee is the individual being a senior citizen. Eligible income is interest on deposits, and the amount reduction is whatever amount of interest is there or rupees 50,000 which is less. Actual interest or rupees 50,000 which is less. Then we are having 80U, deduction in case of person with disability. 80U is deduction in case of person with disability. Eligible assessee is a resident individual who is certified by the medical authority to be a person with disability. Amount reduction is fixed sum of rupees 75,000, fixed sum of rupees 75,000, and in case if it is 80% or more of disability, if it is 80% or more of disability, that is severe disability, 1,25,000 will be eligible for deduction. That is other income. This is other deduction, basically deduction in case of person with disability. Then we are having section 10AA. 10AA is what? Special provisions in respect of newly established units in special economic zones. So in case if an undertaking has been established in a special economic zone, the period of commencement must be from assessment year on or after 1/4/2006, but before 31st of March 21, on or before 31st of March 21. Whatever profits are derived from export business, whatever profits are derived from export business, we get the deduction. Amount deduction is 100% of profits and gains from export business for a period of first 5 years. 100% of profits and gains from export business for a period of first 5 years. Then 50% of profits and gains from export business for next 5 years. 50% of profits and gains from export business for next 5 years. And then next 5 years, it is what? Lower of 50% of the profits derived from export business, or the amount which has been, say, transferred from P&L account to special economic zone reinvestment reserve account. Now here, the next first 5 years is unconditional, 100% of profits from export business. Next 5 years is unconditional, that is 50% of profits of export business. And next 5 years, it will be what? Lower of what? 50% of export profits, or amount which has been transferred from P&L account to SEZ reinvestment reserve account. Now, whatever amount has been transferred to SEZ reinvestment reserve account, same must be utilized. Same must be utilized for purchase of plant and machinery. Plant and machinery should purchase within a period of 3 years from the end of the year in which the amount has been transferred. And in case if the amount which has been transferred to this reserve account, the same is not utilized within the said period, then the amount not so utilized or misutilized shall be chargeable to tax in the year of misutilization or non-utilization, as the case may be. Now, how you are really calculating profits from export business? It will be profits and gains of the unit, profits and gains of business and profession of unit in SEZ upon total turnover of unit in SEZ into export turnover of unit in SEZ. It's a PGBP of the unit in SEZ into what? Export turnover of the unit in SEZ divided by what? The total turnover. On this basis, you will be calculating what? The profits and gains. 100% will be eligible for first 5 years, 50% for next 5 years, and then balance for next further 5 years, it is 50% or amount transferred to special economic zone reinvestment reserve account, which is lower. Then one topic is there, that is alternate minimum tax. Here, AMT, alternate minimum tax, is applicable for persons other than company. For company associates, it is minimum alternate tax. Other than company associates whose regular income tax payable for the previous year is less than the alternate minimum tax payable. Whose regular income tax payable is what? Less than the AMT payable. And in case of individual, HUF, AOP, BOI and artificial judicial person, they will be required to pay AMT in case if their adjusted total income exceeds rupees 20 lakhs. So they will be required to pay AMT when the individual, those slab-based assessees, that is individual, HUF, AOP, BOI or artificial judicial person, they will be required to pay AMT only when their adjusted total income exceeds rupees 20 lakhs. So here AMT is payable when tax as per regular provisions is less than what? AMT. Now, what is the AMT tax rate here? Adjusted total income is deemed to be the total income, and AMT will be leviable at rate of 18.5% of the adjusted total income. AMT will be 18.5% of the adjusted total income. Then in case of units in International Financial Service Center, in case of units in International Financial Service Center, AMT will be leviable at rate of what? 9%. AMT will be leviable at rate of 9% of the adjusted total income. In case if the unit is earning the entire income in convertible foreign currency. Now, how you will be calculating the adjusted total income? Adjusted total income means the total income as increased by whatever deductions are in respect of income, that is 80 IA to 80 RRB other than 80P. It is 80 IA to 80 RRB other than 80P. 10 AA will be added back. 10 AA deduction will be added back. And if the assessee has claimed deduction under section 3580, that will be added back. But from that 3580 deduction, after reducing what? The amount of depreciation that would have been allowable if 3580 deduction has not been claimed. So this will give you what the adjusted total income. Say if your total income is 5 lakh rupees, let's say 35 lakh rupees, you have claimed deduction under 10AA for 50 lakhs, that will be added. You have claimed deduction under 80IA to 80 RRB, 20 lakhs, that will be added, for example. Or you have claimed deduction under 35 AD deduction 75 lakh rupees has been claimed, and if that deduction would have not been claimed, the depreciation that would have been allowable would be say 7,50,000 rupees. So this way you are required to calculate the adjusted total income, and then on that you will be required to pay 18.5% as a tax, as if the adjusted total income is the total income, and the same is to be increased by surcharge and HEC as applicable. AMT credit will be given how? So if say alternate minimum tax is say 7,50,000 rupees, tax as per normal provisions, is say 5 lakh rupees, then in that particular circumstance 2,50,000 AMT credit will be given. 2,50,000 AMT credit will be given, and that credit can be utilized only when the tax as per the normal provisions exceeds what? The AMT. Tax as per normal provisions exceeds AMT. How much utilization will be there? Lower of what? Utilization will be lower of AMT credit, tax as per normal provisions, minus the AMT of the relevant year. Lower of that, the credit will be utilized, and such credit will be carried forward for a period of say 15 years, and such credit, the same will be carried forward for a period of say 15 years. So this was all about what? The alternate minimum tax, which we have discussed. Alternate minimum tax has been discussed by us. So this was all about what? Deductions from gross total income. You must remember the amount deductions cannot exceed what? The GTI. We are having deductions in respect of payments. Focus deduction in respect of payments. Focus what? Deduction in respect of payments. In respect of incomes, 80 TTA and TTB are common one. You must remember that it's saving bank interest and interest on deposits in case of senior citizens. They are common. So everywhere they will be asking for the same. You must remember this fact that as soon as saving bank interest is there, you have to give deduction of 80 TTA. And in case of senior citizen, it is 80 TTB. So this was all about what? The deductions in respect of payments and income, which we have discussed here.